big guy. You want to play with us? I'm going to put this ball right here, and you're going to give it a big old kick. Come on.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
St. John's field goal percentage in the Big East. Look how it's shot up this week.
Well, it's a combination, Vern, I think, of experienced players, but also understanding what a good shot is, and their shot selection has improved. So far here today, Duke has struggled. Only 1 of 6 overall and 0 of 4 from behind the three-point line. That compares to the norm of 38% three-point shooting for Duke. Actually 40% and 9 three-point makes on average per game.
Duke with 1 loss this year. That was the surprise given them by Florida State. They came back after that and struggled against Virginia. They were actually down by 10 before prevailing against Virginia. So they have won 4 in a row, most recently against Boston College, coming into this one.
And during that 4-game winning streak, averaging 84 points a game, Ryan Kelly with a nice look against the zone, and here comes St. John's in transition.
3-on-2, Ferris Horn from Kennedy. Back outside to Dwight Hardy, number 12. Wayne Poley, there's a steal at the other end. Andre Dawkins for 2.
When talking to both coaches, Vern, Coach K and Coach Lavin before the game, each coach separately mentioned turnovers. Coach K knew that St. John's would be active and applying full court pressure, and Steve Lavin talked about the need for his team to take good care of the ball and get good shots just like that.
Yes.
Either off the pass or off dribble penetration. A nice drive there by DJ Kennedy.
Slight midair correction and off the glass and in.
Got to be able to improvise.
Oh, yes, yes. Nolan Smith in the corner. Ryan Kelly, he's been torrid lately. At one point in a 4-game stretch, he hit 18 field goals in succession. That came to an end last week. Another nice drive. Justin Brownlee for 2.
One of the things that Duke loses amongst others without Kyrie Irving is the ability to apply defensive pressure on the ball. So they become more vulnerable to dribble penetration in his absence.
Kyrie Irving, of course, the outstanding freshman who suffered a very serious toe injury in Game 8. He is with the team.
And, you know, since he went out, Coach K has had to try to remake his team on the fly, and he wishes he had a couple of months. This would have happened a couple of months earlier, as opposed to in the heat of conference play.
Just before the shot clock expired, Kyrie Irving on the bench, hometown. What a great start he had to this 2010-2011 season.
Well, you look at the numbers there, and they don't really tell the full story, Vern. I mean, the numbers in this case are almost like the shadows being a representation of what's really there, because his presence, his ability with the ball, he created easier shots for other people. He applied point of pressure, defensive intensity, and it allowed other guys to stay into their roles and in their lanes a lot better.
As Hardy has his shot blocked. Malik Booth is on the floor. Here's Andre Dawkins. No. Nice job by Kelly. Gets rid of it, but throws it out of bounds. Kyrie Irving's injury, Game 8. December 4th, Duke against Butler.
That's right.
It looks so innocuous.
It was innocuous, but it was obviously quite serious. And since then, he's been in good spirits. And
what is his prognosis?
The prognosis now is that he's making excellent progress, Vern. He's gone through a couple of different casts. He has another examination coming up next week, and potentially will have the last cast removed as we see Dwight Hardy knock down another triple. And then after that, it'll be a matter of a long rehabilitative process. No timetable for his return, but long-term, his future looks as bright as it did at the start of the season.
In the meantime, Hardy's 3 increases the St. John's lead for Steve Lavin, 16-10. Foul was called on Malik Booth, number 3, on for the Red Storm. Josh Hairston, number 15, on for Duke. Rebound by Justin Burrell. Here's Malik Booth, the 5'9" sprinter, and the foul is called. You can build your own basketball dynasty and compete year-round with CBSSports.com Franchise Basketball on Facebook. Find out more at CBSSports.com/franchise. Foul was on Andre Dawkins. Booth at the line. One more.
Malik Booth has really done a solid job in a reserve role. Actually, he started 11 of the 18, but has been off the bench the last 6, and just really steadies this team, Brian. He's got a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Is excellent at getting into the lane and finding people for good shots, and that's a throwaway foul there. Remember I told you last week that fouls are like cholesterol?
Yes, sir.
There's good and bad.
Yes, sir.
That was a bad cholesterol foul there. 90 feet away from your goal.
Yes.
You've utilized the press effectively in forcing turnovers, and then you run into a guy for no reason.
I'm listening.
I'm done now.
I am paying attention. 7-0 run for St. John's, and they are up by 8. They've lost their last 7 to Duke. This has become an annual series. This is the 13th year in a row they've played. And Duke has won the last 3 on this court. Foul on Hairston. Time call.
What is luxury? It's an engine that delivers 25% more power using less fuel. An ingenious suspension system that drives like a sports sedan. It's a world's first around view monitor that provides a virtual 360 degrees of visibility. What is luxury? It's the all-new Infiniti QX. This is inspired performance. This is the way of Infiniti.
AT&T introduces a new Windows Phone with beauty and brains. Now get a Samsung Focus for only $99.99, only from AT&T. Rethink possible.
This tailgate needs some love. Check out my Ritz cheesesteak sliders. Get more of my Rockin' Ritz game day recipes on Facebook.
My project is to climb the highest point on every continent. Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. Mount Elbrus in Europe. Lose your fingers, could lose the tip of your nose. Mount Kosciuszko in Australia. Mount Karstens in Oceania. Mount McKinley in North America. Hands, could lose your Mount Aconcagua in South America. I climbed Mount Everest when I was 13 years old. People question what I'm doing. Should a 13-year-old be on that mountain? I guess no one told me no.
Find your fuel at FRS.com.
For 3 hours a week, I'm a coach. But when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I needed a coach. Our doctor was great, but with so many tough decisions, I felt lost. United Healthcare offered a specially trained RN who helped us weigh and understand all our options. For me, cancer was as scary as a fastball is to some of these kids, but my coach had hit that pitch before.
Turning data into useful answers. We're 78,000 people looking out for 70 million Americans. That's health in numbers. United Healthcare.
Stay connected to all the action with CBSSports.com bracket games. Choose your game at CBSSports.com/brackets.
Remember last April, national title game, David versus Goliath. Gordon Hayward's half-court shot for Butler just missed, and the Blue Devils won at 61-59.
You know, interesting talking to Coach K, revisiting that moment. A couple of things went into his mind. One, he overruled his assistants who wanted Zubek to make that free throw to make it a three-point game. Coach K said, no, we're going to have him miss it, in part because Zubek had played the last 9 minutes of that game with 4 fouls. And the bench was young and inexperienced, and he felt as though he couldn't win it in overtime because Cinderella typically wins in overtime is how he phrased it. So a combination of things led to him deciding to instruct Zubek to miss that free throw. And it worked out fine.
Nice dish. And Burrell misses the shot. Now Plumlee has it. Whoops. Burrell and Plumlee introducing themselves to each other.
We call that getting to know each other just a little bit.
Yeah. Somebody play a Roomba. Well, Coach K is out on the floor.
Good penetration. That should have gone down. And here we have the scramble for the ball to tie up. And then the ball disappeared, but the arms were still locked.
Yeah. And a little conversation going on among the three officials at midcourt. It's Pat Driscoll, Tony Green, John Gaffney, our officiating crew today. Coaches Krzyzewski and Lavin looking on with some degree of interest.
There was no held ball on the play.
There was no held ball, we are told. They gave Burrell the foul.
Well, again, penetration, a missed layup, and the scramble for the loose ball. See, the ball came out. And then because Burrell was wrapped up with Plumlee, he gets whistled for the foul.
They are looking at the replay over on the scorer's bench.
I don't think anything is there other than a foul.
Yeah. So now it will be explained to Krzyzewski and Lavin.
I think Coach K is taking this opportunity to explore.